Well, today I'm looking at tulips for home delivery, and I've just had the first consignment arrive, which is a box from Marks and Spencer's. So let's have a look at the box and see what's inside. Right, so here's the box. Nice big box. Came by courier DPD, so it was a tracked parcel with notifications and things like that. And it's got the dispatch date marked as the 17th of March, and it was delivered on the 18th. So that sounds, very good, very straightforward. And I was actually surprised. I didn't realise that they were British tulips. So that was a bit of a bonus to get some British tulips. So let's have a look at the flowers. So here they are, 30 stems for £20, including home delivery, which I thought was very good. So that works out at 67 pence a stem, and they're there in purple and the bicolour orange yellow and some yellow ones as well. And what really struck me about this was they were really, really good quality. I mean, they're quite small blooms, I suppose, but when you took them out of the box, they were really crisp and fresh, like they'd been standing in water. So really good quality blooms there. 30 stems, Marks and Spencer's for £20. So I think that they're looking very good from Marks and Spencer's. Well, I've had another two deliveries of tulips come this morning. I both ordered these online yesterday, and they arrived the very next day this morning, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it's a very, very quick delivery. And I just wanted to say before we open them, that I did do a sort of a web search for some small local growers, but it seems that the small flower farmers don't do tulips on their own. That they do grow them, but they're only available in like mixed bouquets. So we're looking here at online retailers that are selling tulips. So let's have a look what's in the boxes. So this one is from Smith and Munson, which is a British firm. These are grown in Britain and they're dispatched directly by the grower. And just you can see there's this lovely packaging on the website, really nice branding, and all sent in a lovely brown sort of craft paper tube. So they look really upmarket, look really nice things. That would be lovely to receive that as a gift. And they did offer a choice of colours. I think you could only have one colour in the bunch, but they did have a selection of 4 or 5 different colours, which was really good. The only thing I would say about them was that I knew of them, and I was when I was looking for them, so I managed to find them online. But when I googled buy British tulips or whatever, they didn't come up on page 1 of the search results. So they're about halfway down the second page. So if you don't know about them, they're quite difficult to find. But I'm really looking forward to opening the box and having a look inside. Right, so I've opened them up, and they come in this nice tube, very nicely packaged, and then sort of very neatly wrapped up in this branded paper with the brand name Smith and Munson on it there, and obviously they're not been in water, so that's fair enough. And there's just a thing on the top, and it says here, your tulips will be thirsty. Before removing the paper wrap, please trim the stems and stand in water for 1 to 2 hours. Then remove wrap, arrange and enjoy. So that's rather nice that they've given that little really nicely packaged and a little bit of an instruction there. So I'm afraid I can't open them now. I'm going to follow the instructions and stand them in water for 1 to 2 hours to follow the instructions. Yeah. So while the Smith and Munson tulips are having a drink of water, I thought I'd open this box here. This came from Amazon, and it's not actually sold by Amazon, but it's somebody that's selling on the platform. And the thing about this is I don't know where they've come from. I don't know if they're British or whatever, or really who I'm buying from. But with Amazon, it's just the convenience of it that you just it's really easy. Just go onto Amazon and just put it in, and they've got my card details, my address. There was none of this creating an account and putting in a password and entering your address and all that faff. It was just really click, and it was done. And it was on Prime, so there's no delivery charge, and they came next day. So so convenience is a really big part of this. And anyway, it's it's come in sort of a really big box, so I was quite excited when it arrived. And now just looking inside, let's open the box, and oh, I don't know if you can see there right down at the bottom there in the box. So I think if that was a gift, and I had this great big box arrived as a gift, and then I found there was these little tulips in the bottom. So it doesn't, I'd be a bit disappointed, I think, if that was a present for me. And just looking at it, it looks like they haven't been properly, they've flopped over onto their side, and the condition's okay, but I mean, they look like they're in good condition. Oh right, and that they're in, they've got some water retaining gel. Oh look there, look, there's some plant food and a little ribbon, and some cellophane. So it looks quite nice. So we'll just open those out and have a look a little bit closer at what they are. Yeah, so with these Amazon ones, because I'm a bit short of containers at the moment, and because they're wrapped in cellophane and they've got the bow, I've just actually put them in a jug, and I've left them in the cellophane, and I'm just going to pour some water into the cellophane wrap, and there's nothing really to do. You don't need to take them out. They look all right like that, and I think if these are being delivered to somebody in hospital, that might be quite useful if you haven't got vase handy or whatever. So I think that's quite nice, and they've put a little bow, so that's quite thoughtful. One or two of the blooms, they just look a little bit sort of brown. They've got some brown marks, so they look sort of dusty. They don't look sort of crisp and fresh somehow. But anyway, it's quite a nice mixed bouquet, and that was so there's 40 stems there for £30, including delivery. So that's about 75p a stem, and I think Marks and Spencer's it was £20 for 30, so that's 67p a stem. So these are a little bit more expensive, and I would say the quality, they're nice and fresh, but they don't. So they don't look nice and fresh. They're not wilting or anything, but they've just got this sort of dusty. They don't look. They're not these Marks and Spencer's ones. They're much brighter, nice bright fresh green, and these are a little, they're just sort of a bit dirty somehow, but maybe they've been grown outside, or, you don't know. But anyway, they don't look as nice as the Marks and Spencer's ones, and but again quite small small blooms as well. So anyway, so that was the bunch from Amazon. Right, so now I'm going to open the Smith and Munson ones, and actually I didn't give them the 2-hour soak that they suggested, because I want to see what condition they're in when they arrived. I don't want to see what they look like when they've after they've been after they've had a good drink. So I'm just going to open these up and see how they were when they actually arrived. I mean, it all looks. Look, oh, it looks very good. So here we are. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Lovely pink ones. Beautiful, beautiful shade of pink, I have to say. They look really nice. Now, they're... So, there they are. Very nice. They look, I mean, they really are lovely colour. Leaves, they I would say they're not as fresh as the Marks and Spencer's ones were, but there they are, lovely colour. So I'll take those out, put them in a vase. Oh, is that one's got a bit squashed there, so that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, they look a bit squashed actually. Look, that one there's squashed and that one there's squashed. Yet they were packed in that. Oh, so they were packed in this tube, weren't they? And I wonder if they ended up, the carrier tipped them upside down and they've been bashed at the top. But they do look a bit squashed, the two of those. And when I bought them, I thought I was getting 30 for £20, but there are actually only 19 stems here for £20. So that's sort of £1 a stem. So they are much more expensive. So yeah, so we'll put those in a vase and just have a look at them and then compare all three. But the colour of that, I would say, that's a really lovely colour. And you could do something really creative with that if you wanted to arrange them. That's a really there's just so many possibilities with that. There's blue things just coming out. There's winter shrubs. It's all sorts of things you could do with that. There's much more potential to bring in some other plant material and make that into something nice. But it's a really, really lovely shade of pink. Yeah, beautiful Smith and Munson. So there we are. There's all three bunches together, and yeah, I would just say so. So Marks and Spencers here at the back. This was for freshness. Marks and Spencers definitely the best, I think, and they were the cheapest out of the three. I love the Smith and Munson ones. Really beautiful flowers, but the most expensive of the lot. And I actually only got 19 stems for the money. So really, it's a little bit small. I think you'd really want two bunches of those, but beautifully packaged, beautiful branding, and a lovely colour. And you could choose the colours as well. And the Amazon ones, well, they're actually starting to open now. Already. So I think they perhaps a day or two older. Yeah, I think they've probably got a yeah, they've not got as much life left in them. If they're the blooms are starting to open already, I think they've perhaps been sitting around for a while. But for convenience, I suppose they were very good. And really, what I would say about this is with the colours for me is that you don't have a great choice of colours with these mixed ones. You can't choose. But even with Smith and Munson, that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of different sorts of tulips, and if you grow them yourself, you get access to a much bigger variety of blooms. So I think if you want something really really beautiful, I would say I'm looking at this. I think no, I would want to grow my own really, and for the price. So you'd pay about 50p for a tulip bulb, and I think if that might be something to look at, later in the year, is doing it in a way that doesn't take too much work. I think I would say it's easier really to it doesn't take any work to just stick a few tulips in the ground or in a pot. So I think that would be a factor, that there isn't a huge choice here. It doesn't allow you to access all the beautiful varieties, but anyway, very nice, and it would make a lovely gift for somebody as well, just coming up to Easter. So